Some of you may feel as though you're facing challenges inside of the jail or the prison that confines you, and it's super important for you to stay focused on your goal, on the end game. Because regardless of what goes on inside of that system, the onus is on you to position yourself for a life of meaning and relevance and dignity. I remember still being, I think I was in like my 9th year of imprisonment, maybe my 8th year, and I got transferred from a high security pen to a medium security prison. And while I was there, the warden in this institution didn't want me to continue getting my PhD. I remember him saying, it says out there FCI Fairton, it doesn't say University of Fairton. This is a federal correctional institution, and taxpayers don't want people getting doctorate degrees in federal prison. So that was a different era than we have right now, where we've got opportunities and mechanisms for somebody like me with my criminal background gets to come in and help people in jails and prisons understand how to use sow seeds to prepare for success upon release. The harder you work, the more the opportunities will open, but you've always got to be thinking, and you've got to be showing your progress every single day. Earlier this week, on one of my other journals, I was writing journal entries. I was writing about the tasks that I have in trying to disseminate my courses to hundreds of thousands of people. That requires me to create tools showing people how to teach these lessons. And I can share my screen with you today just to kind of give you an idea of how much work goes into that kind of a project. So here is an example that you can see of what will eventually become another one of our workbooks. It's a facility guide, and it's showing, all the information that staff members are going to need to produce the course. It will show, look at the page numbers, right? That's page number 1. It's going all the way through teaching them how to teach it. There's going to be downloadable lessons that people can learn from. I offer the text. I show them how to order the workbooks. It's got to teach them the other resources that we make available. What exactly do they need? It's extensive. Even the size of this, it's so big, it can sometimes intimidate people. So I have to find ways, always, to simplify it so that anybody who gets this, I'll know exactly where to go. So some of the examples, like if I scroll down, way down farther, it's showing, okay, on page 1, number 19, there are these questions, and it's going to show you, well, how would I answer those questions? So that's just a tool for a facilitator to use. So when they're asking the class members, hey, how are you going to respond to these questions? The facilitator may not have time to read everything. So I'm just showing them, hey, this is how I would have responded if I were in prison. And that becomes a tool. But to do all of this requires a daily commitment. And that's why our journal entries is a significant part of our course on both preparing for success after prison, but also in our platform that we're building that's called Prison Professors Talent. In Prison Professors Talent, we are encouraging all justice-impacted people document and memorialize your journey every day. The more you work to memorialize your journey and show your work, the more you can demonstrate that you've built an extraordinary and compelling record. That's what this program is all about. So let me read today's journal, because we are sending this in to people in jails and prisons all across the country. So I'll share my screen, and this is the entry for July the 13th, 2023. Daily journals helped me to open higher levels of liberty. It is the reason that we have made journals an essential component of our new platform at prisonprofessorstalent.com. In today's entry, I'll show how journals helped me prepare for success while I went through 9,500 days in prison, and how they are integral to my ongoing preparations for success. Sorry about that. More importantly, I'll show how any justice-impacted person, how they can develop a journaling plan as a resource for self-advocacy. Federal judges sentence people to the custody of the Attorney General. They consider the information put before them by prosecutors, defense attorneys, and probation officers. They do not have any way of knowing what the person will do in the months, years, or decades ahead. Many leaders advise that people should always think about the best possible outcome. If people know what they want, they can achieve a pathway or engineer a pathway that will lead them more likely to success. People in prison want opportunities to advance release dates, and they want to get the highest level of liberty at the soonest possible time. If an opportunity opens for resentencing, the person should have resources that will help them prepare or help them persuade people who have discretion to understand how much work they've put into preparing for success. And a daily journal can document the record. At the start of every year, I wrote specific goals that I wanted to achieve. Those goals aligned with how I define success. For example, I would project how many books I intended to read during the year. I'd record how many miles I would run during the year. I would describe how many courses I intended to complete during the year. I would outline the number of books that I pledged to read during the year. Looks like I wrote that twice. And I documented the reason behind all those decisions. Daily journals memorialized how I used time in prison to prepare for success upon release. Those records opened new opportunities that led to income opportunities, early termination of supervised release, and liberty to launch advocacy efforts. In August of 2023, I will conclude my first 10 years of liberty. By documenting my path, I open more opportunities. As human beings, we all face challenges and crises. Resilience requires us to launch plans to overcome, prioritize the steps we must take, build our tools, tactics, and resources, measure our progress with daily accountability, make adjustments as necessary, and execute our plan every day. Daily journals help us stay on track with the plans we set. For that reason, I continue to journal about the methodical steps I am taking to work toward my goals. All those goals relate to success as I define success. If you are working through our course, Preparing for Success After Prison, try to memorialize your journey. Writing a journal entry regularly can help. It helped me through prison, and the strategy continues to help me open new opportunities now that I'm home. Consider writing a journal every day. Make the journal transparent, and you will take a huge step toward building a support network that wants to invest in you. If an opportunity opens for you to appear before a judge or to influence people with discretion to ease your life, the daily journal will become an invaluable asset. It will show how hard you worked to prepare for success upon release. And that is a self-advocacy technique that will serve you well. Consider the following question. In what ways would a daily journal from yesterday show your preparation for higher levels of success? Our community at PrisonInvestorsTalent.com opens opportunities to memorialize your preparations. If you'd like to participate, connect with us at interns@PrisonProfessorsTalent.com, or you can write to Prison Professors Talent, P.O. Box 1019, Dana Point, California 92629, 818-237-3460. So these are the ways that we communicate with people in prison and really help them understand what they can do today to sow seeds for success in the months, years, and decades ahead. That's the strategy that worked for me, and it's a strategy I recommend that others suggest implementing if it makes sense to them. I'm Michael Santos, the founder of Prison Professors. I believe in you.